Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night, good day to you. That's depending where you are in the world. I'm here live in London and it's nighttime. We're doing our nighttime devotion from the devotional. We are starting from the 1st of March. It's called devotional is called Conflict and Courage. Today's title, the 1st of March, is 7 Short Years. Genesis 29 verse 20. Jacob served 7 years for Rachel, and they seemed unto him but a few days, for the love he had for her. How different is Jacob's arrival from that of Abraham's messenger nearly 100 years before. The servant had come with a train of attendants, riding upon camels and with rich gifts of gold and silver. The son was a lonely, footsore traveller with no possessions save his staff. Like Abraham's servant, Jacob tarried beside a well, and it was here that he met Rachel, Laban's younger daughter. Though he came portionless and unattended, a few weeks showed the worth of his diligence and skill. He was urged to tarry. It was arranged that he should render Laban 7 years' service for the hand of Rachel. In early times, custom required the bridegroom, before the ratification of a marriage engagement, to pay a sum of money or its equivalent in other property, according to his circumstances, to the father of his wife. This was regarded as a safeguard to the marriage relation, but provision was made to test those who had nothing to pay for a wife. They were permitted to labour for the father whose daughter they loved, the length of time being regulated by the value of the dowry required. When the suitor was faithful in his services and proved in other respects worthy, he obtained the daughter as his wife, and generally the dowry which the father had received was given her at her marriage. The ancient custom, though sometimes abused, as by Laban, was productive of good results. When the suitor was required to render service to secure his bride, a hasty marriage was prevented, and there was opportunity to test the depth of his affections as well as his ability to provide for a family. In our time, many evils result from pursuing an opposite course. It's often the case that persons before marriage have little opportunity to become acquainted with each other's habits and disposition, and so far as everyday life is concerned, they're virtually strangers when they unite their interests at the altar. Many find too late that they are not adapted to each other, and lifelong wretchedness is the result of their union. Seven short years. So this is referring to Jacob. Going back in the story, Jacob had to leave his father's house because he deceived Isaac in getting the blessing from Isaac that he should have given to Esau as the firstborn. Jacob deceived him to give it to him instead. And out of fear, he left his home, he left his father's home, because Esau would have come after him. Or so he feared. And so he left with just the clothes on his back and the staff in his hand. So what it's saying here now is that, now if we look at the previous story, when Abraham sent his servant to find a wife for Isaac, the servant took a train of camels with lots of gold and silver and lots of stuff to present as a dowry for the daughter. In contrast, Jacob turned up on his Todd, on his Jack Jones, on his own, with just a staff in his hand. Fell in love with Rachel. Had nothing to offer. So Laban says, you have to work for me for 7 years. You have to give me 7 years worth of labor, which would then match the dowry that I would expect for my daughter, Rachel. And that's what he did. He worked for 7 years for the hand of Rachel. So this is where the title 7 short years, because Jacob thought those 7 years were very short considering the woman he was after. And he got the hand of the woman. And then what we're told here is that that was the ancient custom. And the ancient custom showed how disciplined, how diligent, how much of a hard worker Jacob was. And it would show just 7 years of waiting for the hand of Rachel. How many people would do that today? Some don't even want to wait 7 days. We're in a society now where some people don't even want to wait 7 hours. Everything is quick, microwave everything. Everything is quick, everything is short, everything is hurried, everything is fast food, and everything is entertainment. If you want to get on in life, yes, you have to either do your own thing, do your own business, do your own crafts or artistry or something that you can make some money from to be able to live. Or you have to get a job where you then have to join, as they say, the rat race. But in doing so, it doesn't mean to say that has to be your lifestyle. That is a means to pay the bills. Don't get caught up in the way this world is, how the world is. Understand what you have to do to survive. And remember why you have to survive. It's all about him. Remember him. Keep him first and foremost. And the bills, I guess, will take care of themselves, because he will lead you and guide you as to what it is you need to do in this world and why. Trust me. Trust him.